Bogey's breakdown.
Bam.
Getting traded from Brooklyn to Boston. Actually, that was the first year that the Nets moved from New Jersey to Brooklyn. So I got to play that first year in Brooklyn with all the hype.
Barclays Center.
Barclays Center, you got Jay-Z, Beyonce.
He was always there every
always
game,
there.
right?
So that was a lot of fun just transitioning from New Jersey to New York. So the following year is when the trade comes. But I get hurt. I got hurt the year before that. What benefited me, a lot of people don't know this, is if you get hurt in the NBA and you come back and you play a full season, your bird rights can kick in. So
The bird rights, yeah.
bird rights, that's pretty much your...
It can get confusing for a lot of fans trying to follow the trading rules of the NBA.
So one of the interesting things, this is something that I learned in the NBA. So I got hurt probably, I think it was the lockout year. I get hurt, I signed a contract. Avery Johnson was the coach in New Jersey at the time. I come in for a workout. We work out for probably 10 or 15 minutes. He said, we got a game on the road in Indiana. When we come back, we're going to sign you. I played 2 games. I break my ankle. Chris Humphries, I always blame Hump for this, but broke my ankle. Hump, you know why I broke my ankle. But I played 2 games, and they asked me to stick around in Brooklyn. I mean, at the time, it was New Jersey to rehab, and we still practice in Jersey. So I stuck around. They had to cut me, but I still was able to use the rehab because they had to use the roster spot. So I got cut so they could bring in someone else to fill that roster spot. So I stayed in New Jersey. I worked out, went to the facility, everything I had to do to get back. So I come back the following year, the team moves to Brooklyn. So I didn't know if I come back and I play a full year without getting hurt again, my bird rights will kick in.
So that was a surprise to you.
That was a surprise, but
Wow.
I still didn't know. I'm just happy to be in the NBA playing.
Yeah.
So I remember Billy King calls me in and he says to me, this trade doesn't go through. Your contract is the only contract to make this trade go through with Boston. But previously I played a full season without getting hurt the first year in Brooklyn.
And that's what activates the
That's
bird
what
rights.
activates my bird rights. So being hurt, playing a full season without getting hurt, now I qualified for the bird rights. So because of the bird rights, I was on like a vet minimum. So that made the numbers for Kevin and Paul to come to Brooklyn and for us to get shipped to Boston. So I remember, rest in peace, my agent at the time, Dan Fagan. Dan called me and he's like, I got a deal. I'm like, well, what's the deal? And he explains the deal to me and I'm like, how many years? And he says, I'm like, where's the paperwork? Send me the fucking paperwork. So he sends it, I sign it, and that's how I ended up in Boston.
All right, so I want to bring back to this bird rights conversation that you mentioned at the beginning of the podcast because I still think there's a lot of questions that people have because as a sports fan, I had never heard of anything like this in any sport. And when you said bird rights, first thing I thought about was Larry Bird, right? And we just started looking it up, and it is named after Larry.
I mean, shit, I don't know of any other bird that they would fucking name it after. So, shit, I always figured it was Larry Bird. So it's good to know.
It is named after Larry.
Definitely good to know.
And using our friend ChatGPT, which this podcast is brought to you by ChatGPT. Not yet. But one day it will be. So we asked you, I said, hey, explain NBA bird rights to us here. And there's different types. It's kind of funny, actually. Did you know there's early bird rights?
No, I did not.
I
thought
kind
it
of
was
sounds funny, early bird. So there's full bird rights, and it seems like that's what you had, right? So in order to get that eligibility, a player must have played for 3 consecutive seasons with the same team or have been traded without their contract being terminated. So that was you. You were with Brooklyn for 3 years.
Right.
So that's how you were able to get that.
Yeah.
I wonder how that came about. Like, with Larry, did they make an exception for Larry? I guess
I'm pretty sure we looked it up. It's got to be some history on there.
So it says NBA bird rights are a provision in the NBA salary cap rules that allow teams to exceed the salary cap to re-sign their own free agents. Named after Number 33, the great Larry Bird. The rights were designed to help teams retain their star players. So,
Well, I don't think I was a star, but they retained me, so it worked out.
hey, it worked out though, right? Then you have early bird rights, which is fun. A player must have played for 2 consecutive seasons with the same team or have been traded without their contract being terminated. And
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
I was early bird, I think.
Okay, so the early bird, the team can offer a contract starting at up to 175% of the player's previous salary.
Yes.
Or 104.5% of the league average salary, whichever is greater.
Yes. Yes.
You need like a damn MBA to understand NBA bird rights. And then there's non-bird rights, which non-bird rights, a player must have played for 1 season with the same team or have been traded without their contract being terminated. The team can offer a contract starting at up to 120% of the player's previous salary.
Sounds about right.
So, yeah, so that's the bird rights. And examples of bird rights in actions. Can you think of any outside of your own?
I only know about mine. I couldn't tell you. You can give me some. It's going to be new to me.
LeBron James.
Oh, wow.
2014 Cleveland Cavaliers. When LeBron returned to Cleveland, he signed short-term deals to maximize his earnings potential. Eventually, he used his bird rights to sign a longer-term, higher-value contract with the Cavs.
Nice.
And then the second one is a Maverick.
Who's that?
Who's like the most well-known Mav?
Dirk. Oh.
Dirk Nowitzki consistently re-signed with the Mavericks using his bird rights. Like that was his
way to stay. It's just to stay there.
Yeah.
Can't go anywhere. I mean, smart move on his
star,
part.
You know? And I guess so the benefit to the team is it allows the team to still build around their players.
I guess.
So
well, mine was for injury purposes, not star player purposes. Get it right.
Sorry. Well, hey, look, it all worked out at the end of the day. If I can do anything this NBA Finals, I just want Boston fans to appreciate Keith Bogans for accepting that trade to go through. Fans, if it didn't go through, Celtics aren't in the finals right now.
I don't want to take any credit for that.
I'm giving you the credit. I'm giving you.
I was just 10 years.
A smidge of credit.
10 years ago, I think I was. I wasn't too elated about the trade, but I mean, it definitely helped me out. I mean, going to Boston, going through some things that didn't work out my way. So I look back now as being older and out of the league. It was a big learning experience for me. The whole trade and. It's a job. You're supposed to look at it as a job. But I just love being in Brooklyn and playing for New York. So, I mean, that's where it kind of caught me off guard.